you're inside.
You were inside. You were inside. Oh!
Breaking at noon, a former sheriff's deputy convicted of injuring a man using excessive force just learned he's going to prison.
Plus, suspects in Naples allegedly involved in a standoff with deputies. The new information we are learning now at noon.
And we got the rain, so why is there still a water shortage in our region's largest city?
Breaking news, a former Hendry County deputy who used excessive force to arrest a man will spend the next 33 months in federal prison. Thank you for counting on Gulf Coast News. I'm Zori Hoffman.
And I'm Kelly Burns. Let's show you the video of that arrest involving former sheriff's deputy Tyler Williams.
Well, you're inside.
You were inside. You were inside. Oh!
Wait, tell you about pushing up against me, you understand me?
You can see Williams throw the burglary suspect to the ground back in 2023. The man was handcuffed and couldn't stop his fall, so he was knocked out. The sheriff's office later fired Williams for this. Now, this is the same officer fired by Fort Myers police in 2021 for failing to report child abuse. Those charges were later dropped. Again, former Deputy Williams is going to prison for 33 months. We have more breaking news. 2 men arrested after a standoff at a Golden Gate apartment complex. We've learned were suspects in a recent armed robbery and a shooting. Collier deputies arrested Christian Wolf and Howard Green on Monday at the Whistler's Green apartments. Deputies say Wolf actually tried to hide from them on the roof of the complex. He was wanted for a shooting in February in Golden Gate Estates. Green is a suspect in an armed robbery last week. Deputies found a gun, drugs, and more than $1,000 in cash in the apartment.
Just into our newsroom, new inflation data is now out showing how prices are faring with tariffs. After falling in last month's data, inflation increased 0.2%. Prices are now up 2.3% compared to last year. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says rising rent, natural gas, and electricity offset decreases in gas, groceries, used vehicles, and clothing. But prices across the board are in limbo as consumers wait to feel the full impact of President Donald Trump's tariffs.
It takes so long for orders to be placed, to be put on a ship, to make it across the ocean, and then to make it to their destinations in the United States. It takes a long time to plan for those things. 90 days of uncertainty about what will happen next is not a lot of confidence for importers.
While the Trump administration is working out a trade deal with China after agreeing on a 90-day truce, many companies are likely using this time to stockpile goods. Economists say tariffs affect more than just prices, and in the short term, they may prevent companies from hiring and expanding their operations.
Most of Lee and Charlotte counties picked up several inches of rain yesterday, nearly 3 inches in Fort Myers, in fact. For families in Cape Coral, it was not enough, though, to lift the water restrictions. The city is reminding people to continue to conserve water if you're on a well. Northern parts of the city remain under restrictions. In this red area, this is the Mid-Hawthorne Aquifer. Families that rely on this for water are dealing with a shortage. Gulf Coast News reporter Kennedy Mason is in Cape Coral explaining what it will take to restore water levels.
Construction fills the street here in Northeast Cape Coral for the utilities expansion project. It's one step the city is taking to improve the water issue. The much-needed rain didn't do the trick yesterday. In fact, the South Florida Water Management District says they're 10 feet below where they need to be, which means water restrictions remain.
Prolonging the inevitable. You know, just hopefully it holds and we have enough water until we get the utility expansion.
Renee Harville waiting on the UEP project. Cape Coral is speeding up the North 6 UEP project for 25% of those in the affected area by 5 years. And North 1 UEP should be done by 2027, which is 75% of the area. This is one step in the right direction as the South Florida Water Management District issued Phase 4 water restrictions earlier this month. That means no sprinkler use with the exception of hand watering Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays with a self-canceling nozzle or drip irrigation.
I just want everybody to treat it as a community resource. It's not mine, it's not yours, we all need it. you know?
The city increasing their presence, adding code enforcement to the area to make sure everyone is doing their part. Also hiring more code enforcement employees. The city also bought land in Charlotte County for a new reservoir. The goal, replenish canal water levels and support the increased irrigation demand as people are put on city water. James Coleman knows how essential these water sources are.
Weeds always look better when they get water, don't they? I mean, you got to tell the truth. You can't keep the grass because you can't water it on time.
And while any and all rainfall helps, the South Florida Water Management District says the solution is residents conserving water.
Since everybody stopped watering their lawns, we've been able to take showers here every other day. Very fast showers, but at least we can do that. So definitely an improvement there. Stopping the irrigation does seem to be helping.
Cape Coral says they may stop allowing new well permits if the problem continues to get worse. In Cape Coral, Kennedy Mason, Gulf Coast News.
Now, the South Florida Water Management District says as of yesterday, the amount of rainfall the Gulf Coast Basin received this dry season is almost 9 inches below average.
A man wanted for killing another man in Fort Myers in a home is in jail at this hour. Fort Myers police arrested David Thurman after Crime Stoppers added him to the 10 most wanted list Monday. Thurman is accused of killing Vele Jean-Pierre on March 16th in this home on Raymond Avenue. Police found Jean-Pierre's body in a bathroom. It took a while to piece together this case because the 911 caller refused to cooperate with police.
Fort Myers police arrested a man who they said arranged to buy a gold chain on Facebook Marketplace and then rob the seller at gunpoint. Police arrested 24-year-old Jordan Bradley after the incident in the Walmart parking lot along Colonial Boulevard last Wednesday. Fort Myers police tell us Bradley's cousin backed into the seller's car and sideswiped him. Then the seller rear-ended Bradley's cousin, sending the car flying over bushes into a ditch. After the crash, police say Bradley threw the chain at the seller and pointed the gun again.
I think it's absolutely insane. I mean, just looking at it from here, it's a parking lot. I mean, you shouldn't be going anything fast or anything like that. And I mean, it's just awful. It's terrible to hear, especially the gunpoint part. That's brutal.
When officers got to the scene, they found a Glock-style BB gun in a ditch near the apartments across the street.
A Charlotte County deputy killed in the line of duty will be added to the National Law Enforcement Memorial today in Washington, D.C. Sergeant Elio Diaz was killed in December during a traffic stop. The father of 4, one of 345 officers being added to the memorial tonight during a candlelight vigil.
Let this be an example of what not to do. It's really dangerous. A man in Lehigh Acres is seen holding onto a refrigerator in the back of a pickup truck, and that's with the tailgate wide open. This happened earlier this month along Lee Boulevard and Gunnery Road in Lehigh Acres. The driver who sent us this video says he quickly pulled out his phone to take it. We actually showed other drivers this video too.
It's kind of dangerous now. It's dangerous, and that's a big hazard for everyone, for them, and for the one who's driving on the back.
You can't make this stuff up. I've reached a point in my life at 70 years old where I realize you can't make this stuff up.
Now, Florida Highway Patrol tells us people 18 and older are allowed to be on the back of trucks, but must be sitting down. If you ever see a situation like this on the road, call 911. From your Cape Coral News team, construction started today for the new Hector A. Cafferata Elementary School. This comes after Hurricane Ian destroyed the previous school in 2022. The new school will be at the Northwest 20th Avenue off Northwest First Terrace. Gulf Coast News reporter Mercedes Martinez is in Cape Coral showing you more as construction begins.
Crews broke ground this morning at this construction site in Northwest Cape Coral. This is where the new Hector A. Cafferata School will be, replacing the elementary school that once stood along Santa Barbara Boulevard. Neighbors I spoke with say they are happy to see a school go up in their neighborhood instead of anything else.
Well, it's nice to see it come back into the community. You know, a bit different from a car wash. Yeah, and it's good that the children will get a good start in education as well, all new facilities.
No car wash or storage facility here. That's a relief to the neighbors I spoke with, as this construction site will be the future of Hector A. Cafferata Junior K-8. Like many buildings on the Gulf Coast, Hector A. Cafferata Elementary School felt Hurricane Ian's wrath. The school building opened in 2006, located along Santa Barbara Boulevard North. Hurricane Ian ravaged right through it, destroying the roof and leaving debris inside and out. The building had to be demolished. That happened in March. The new school building will now be located along Northwest 20th Avenue. It will be bigger. Instead of just an elementary school, it will be a junior K-8 school, making more room for 6th to 8th grade students. Capacity for the new school will now be at nearly 2,000. It's been a time coming, but as people in the area say, these things take time.
Well, it takes a long time to build a big structure like that. So, you know, it's just progress. It's just things are changing, life is changing, everything has changed in the last 3 years.
The school is expected to open up next school year, August 2026. The estimated cost for this project is nearly $125 million. Reporting in Northwest Cape Coral, Mercedes Martinez, Gulf Coast News.
Well, the Glades County School District will not be moving forward on a possible 4-day school week. The proposal would have given students Friday off. The school district says the Florida Department of Health told them to drop the idea in order to comply with regulations.
Well, the Lee County Metropolitan Planning Organization is hosting a workshop today to help shape plans for traffic-related projects. One project in the works, making basic improvements to Alico Road from Airport Hall Road to Green Meadow Road. That's slated to begin at the end of this year, with widening expected in 2027. Lee County leaders say Alico Road will eventually connect to State Road 82. A local realtor we spoke with tells us they want to see the project done as soon as possible.
I would love for them to move forward quicker because unfortunately the amount of people that are moving here is not stopping and we need to catch up with that.
Lee County leaders say changing the project timeline will lower the cost of the project by $2 million and will speed up construction. Today's public workshop is happening from 5 to 7 p.m. at Lakes Regional Library.
And I said, I owe this to you.
A journey to the stars. Next at noon, hear what a late woman's husband is doing to fulfill her dream.
And there's another push to add labels to social media across the country. More on what lawmakers are concerned about next.
And we got some much-needed rainfall across the Gulf Coast yesterday, but going forward, it's not looking like we're going to be seeing a whole lot of rain, despite rainy season starting in just 2 days. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the heat we'll be feeling this week as well. That's coming up in your Gulf Coast weather.